Hello everyone, welcome to the class. In this video, we'll look into the grammar component of Unit 3 of Semester 2 syllabus. And this is about the usage of articles. Look at these little phrases. The teacher, a college, a bit of honey, this car, those people, your bag, many sweets. What do you observe? Each of the nouns in the phrases is preceded by a little word which is acting like an adjective and telling us something about the noun. Though it may not be about the quality of the noun, but they surely give us some important message about the noun. Such little words that come before the nouns and modify them and give us some important information about the noun are called as determiners. Now, determiners are of many types. Some of the very prominent determiners are articles a, an, and the, or possessive pronouns like his, your, my, mine, or possessive nouns Joe's, Ramesh's, etc. Or the quantifiers, the indefinite pronouns too, like few, many, much, little, and so on. Even the demonstrative pronouns like this, that, these, and those. All of these together are called as determiners. In this video, we are going to look at one class of determiners, that is the articles. So, what we understand about articles up to now is articles are part of the class called as determiners. Articles modify nouns. They come before nouns or an adjective. For example, he is a student. Here the article a comes before the noun student. Similarly, in the second sentence, the article a is placed before an adjective good. Now, the job of the articles is to generalize or particularize the nouns. For example, he is an engineer, where we do not know what type of engineer he is. So it is an is used to generalize. Similarly, in the second sentence, cheetah is the fastest animal. Here we have the article the coming before fastest animal. So we understand this is about the particularized quality of cheetah or some definite information about cheetah. Now, articles, based on how they work to generalize or particularize, they can be divided into two types. Indefinite articles, which are used to generalize the nouns a and an, or the definite article, which is used to particularize nouns like the. Okay, we'll start by looking at the indefinite articles a and an. Now, some preliminaries. A and an have the same meaning. They mean a or one. And a and an belong to the same class, that is the indefinite articles. And one particular thing to remember is both of them have the same purpose. They always come before singular countable nouns to generalize them. Now the difference depends on the sound at the beginning of the next word, that is the noun. When the next word starts with a consonant sound, either the noun or an adjective, we use the article a. A book, a frog, a car, a lemon, a dog, a truck. In each of these, the next word starts with a consonant sound b, f, k, and so on. Similarly, When the next word starts with an vowel sound, we use the article an, like an apple, an egg, an insect, an orange, an umbrella, an actor. In each of these phrases, the next word or the noun starts with a vowel sound. One thing we always need to be careful is the sound of the letter. The sound of the letter is important than the letter itself. For example, if you look at the phrases a house, because the word house is starting with a consonant sound h, we are using a. But when we look at the phrase an hour, though the word R starts with H, but H is silent, so we are actually starting with the vowel sound R. So we are using the article an. Similarly, an uncle, but a university. This rule applies to all words after a or an, including adjectives or adverbs. For example, a cold day, an easy lesson, a very crazy person, or an interesting lesson. Now let's look at the usage of the article the or the definite article. The primary use of the definite article is to particularize the nouns. So it is always used before the nouns of which the listener or the reader already understands. So if you're talking about a noun for the first time, we use the indefinite articles a or an. But if um, we are talking about the same noun the next time, we use the definite article the. So that's the primary use of the article the. Apart from that, there are many instances where we use the article the. When we are talking about something that is unique in the world or one of its kind, like the moon, the sun, the internet, the nature, so we use the. Or to refer to nouns which are only one or unique of their kind in a particular locality or a particular area, like the police, the river, the government. We also use the with to refer to a whole group of people, like the French, the rich, the poor, the elderly. We also use the before the names of geographical areas, like the Arctic, the Alps, or names of rivers like the Nile, the Ganga. The is also used before the names of musical instruments like the piano, the violin, the guitar. The is also used to talk about decades like the 70s, the 80s, the 1990s. The is also used to talk about the superlatives like the best, the strongest, the shortest, the tallest, the least, and so on. The is also used before countries that have plural names like the Netherlands, the Philippines, or to refer to countries or places where the name refers to a group of islands or states like the United Kingdom or the United States or the Middle East or the West Indies, so on. It is also used before the ordinal numbers like the first, the second, the third, the 70th, or the last. Okay, we have now understood that articles are used before nouns. Let's look at some cases how we use the articles before nouns. For examples, in case of proper nouns, we never use any article before the proper nouns or the names of people or places. For example, Ram was an obedient son. We are using the article an before obedient, but we are not using any article before Ram because it's a proper noun. When we come to the common nouns, if the object is already known to both the speaker and the listener, we use the article the. For example, can you turn off the light, please? Where the light could mean the light in the room. In case of abstract nouns, we do not use any articles when you're talking about it in a general sense, like gold is precious, or honesty is the best policy. But if you are actually trying to particularize it, then the article the can be used, but the articles a and an can never be used with abstract nouns since they are all uncountable. Now let's look at our use of articles before the adjectives. Now, articles can be used before superlative degrees like he's the best student, before comparative degrees like the higher you rise or the greater the fall, before adjectives when they are used as a class or a kind. The rich don't understand the poor. When noun qualifies the adjective like Ashoka the Great, before adjectives like all, some, whole, etc. He met the same boy again today. Right. There are some cases when we do not use any article at all. This kind of things are called as zero article. We do not use any article before idiomatic expressions like using be or go. He will go by train. He must be in school. Or with the names of the seasons like spring, summer, winter, so on. In spring, we like to clean the house. Or with institutions like church, college, jail, etc. But there is a case we use the before these institutions when they are not when they are used as buildings, referred to as buildings, but not institutions or the work they do in themselves. Like my house is beside the college, where college is just a building and not an institution. With meals, we do not use any articles before the names of meals like breakfast or lunch, or the names of diseases, or when we talk about a particular time of day like midnight or by midnight. Though we use the article the when we refer to a period of time like in the morning or in the evening. Okay, now let's sum it up all together. We have understood in this video that articles belong to a group of words called determiners. They're used to modify nouns, to generalize or to particularize. Depending on that job, they're divided into indefinite articles or definite articles. Nouns, because they come before nouns, they can come before countable nouns or uncountable nouns. So in case of countable nouns, a and an are used to general countable nouns, singular, or if you're talking about singular but specific nouns, then you use the. Similarly, in case of plurals, we to talk about specific group of plural countable nouns, we use the, and in case of general countable nouns, plurals, we do not use any article. Now I have put here an exercise for you to do. Go through that and come up with your answers. For more queries or any doubts on the textbook exercises and so on, you can post a query or visit us on the mail or the blog spot, or even you can WhatsApp us. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.